Okay, let's talk avocados. They're on our toast, in our salads, even in our smoothies. I mean, they are everywhere. And we love that creamy texture, right? But there's always that little voice in the back of your head going, what about all that fat? Well, today, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Right, so here's the big question. Is the avocado this amazing health food we should all be eating? Or is it just a delicious high-calorie treat we should probably cut back on? This is what I like to call the great avocado paradox, and we are going to unpack it with some solid science. So, first things first, we have to talk about the fat. Let's just be honest, that's the number one thing people get hung up on. But as you're about to see, not all fats are created equal, not even close. So, what kind of fat are we really talking about here? Well, take a look at this. A whopping 71% of the fat in an avocado is monounsaturated. You know, that's the good stuff, the same heart-healthy kind you find in things like olive oil. And that saturated fat we're always told to watch out for, that's only a tiny little sliver, just about 16%. What this really means in the real world is pretty simple. When you choose to spread avocado on your toast instead of, say, butter, or use it as a dip, you're making a direct swap. You're taking out foods that are often high in saturated fat and putting in one that's loaded with the good monounsaturated kind. It's a really simple but powerful upgrade for your diet. Okay, let's keep going because if we only focus on the fat, we're missing like half the story. The avocado is so much more than just its oil content. It's an absolute nutritional powerhouse. All right, look at this number, 4.6 grams. What do you think that is? Any guesses? It's not the fat. We just covered that. It's not the sugar. So what could it be? You got it. It's fiber. Almost 5 grams of fiber in just half an avocado. That is a huge amount for one food. And it's a great mix, too. About 70% insoluble and 30% soluble, which is awesome for your digestion and, helping you feel full and satisfied. And just look at everything else packed in there. The nutrient density is just wow. In just half a fruit, you're getting more potassium than a banana. You've got essential vitamins like C and E, crucial folate, plus these other cool compounds like phytosterols. Oh, and get this, the sugar content, almost nothing. It's incredible. So, okay, it all looks great on paper. The nutritional stats are fantastic, but what happens in the real world when you actually put this to the test in clinical studies? Let's see what the research says about avocados and your heart. So, a couple of researchers, Dreyer and Davenport, did us a huge favor. They gathered up 8 different clinical trials that all looked at this exact question. And even though these are considered preliminary studies, when you put them all together, they start to paint a really consistent picture. And hey, this isn't some brand new discovery. The very first exploratory study on this was way back in 1960. They found that just by adding avocado to people's diets, many of them saw this amazing drop in cholesterol. For some, it was a reduction of over 40%. That's huge. And that finding held up. Across all 8 of those studies, the results were remarkably similar. Eating avocados helped lower the bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. But, and this is super important, it did not lower the good HDL cholesterol. That's a big deal, because some other low-fat diets can sometimes accidentally lower the good stuff too. All right, so avocados are good for your heart. Check. But guess what? The benefits don't stop there. The unique way this fruit is put together leads to some other really surprising and awesome effects. Now, this is where things might seem a little backwards, right? A food that's pretty dense in calories, it's not exactly a celery stick. So how on earth could it actually help you manage your weight? It all comes down to one word, satiety. That's just the fancy way of saying the feeling of being full. And check this out. One study did a really cool experiment. They had people eat lunch, some with half an avocado, some without. And the results? The group that added the avocado reported a major drop in hunger and had much less desire to eat for hours afterward. That combo of fat and fiber is like a secret weapon against snacking. And it's not just about weight. Avocados also give us these powerful antioxidants called lutein and zeaxanthin. You might not have heard of them, but they're known to build up in our eyes and our skin, acting like internal bodyguards to help protect them from damage as we age. Okay, now we get to what I think is the avocado's most incredible superpower. Seriously, it's not just about the nutrients inside the avocado. It's about what it does for all the other healthy food you're eating with it. So, you know all those gorgeous, colorful veggies in your salad? The orange carrots, the red tomatoes, the dark leafy greens? They are loaded with amazing antioxidants called carotenoids. But, and here's the catch, they are fat-soluble. Your body literally can't absorb them properly without some fat. And this is where the magic happens. When you add avocado to that salad, your body's ability to absorb all those valuable carotenoids just skyrockets. We're talking 2, 3, even 5 times more absorption. You are literally getting more nutrition from the exact same vegetables just by adding some avocado. It's wild. The scientist who wrote the review we've been looking at said it perfectly. They said the avocado has this unique matrix of oil and water that seems like it was naturally designed for one purpose: to help your body absorb these critical nutrients. Phew, we have covered a lot of ground here, so let's bring it all home. What's the final verdict in the great avocado debate? When you lay all the evidence out, the verdict is just crystal clear. The avocado is so much more than just fat. It's a prime source of the best kind of fat, it's packed with fiber and all sorts of micronutrients, it shows real promise for heart health and helping with weight, and, maybe most importantly, it makes other healthy foods even healthier. I absolutely love thinking about it this way. An avocado isn't just another item on your plate. It's the ultimate team player. It makes your whole diet just work harder and better for you. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. The next time you're building a salad or a sandwich or a grain bowl, just ask yourself, what's the one thing I can add here that will make everything else on this plate even better? Well, now you know the answer.